the first thing to do is to have them evaluated by a physician. There are some conditions, some medical conditions out there that can mimic dementia. Thyroid disease is one of them. So they need to be checked out by a physician first and foremost. And while they're in the physician's office, perhaps you could ask for some sort of memory testing while you're there. That still would just be a screening though, just be a screening. If you determine that your loved one is having difficulty functioning, they're not eating well, they're not bathing, they're not really taking good care of themselves, then it's time to look at some options of support for them. I think that what can happen for family members that are caring for their loved ones at home, and they're doing a wonderful job, but what can happen with a person with dementia, often they will become very dependent and attached to their one person, where they won't allow other caregivers in the home. Like be very difficult to introduce it. It's part of the disease. It can be part of the disease process. So they get very attached to that person, and then that family member feels like they can't leave them. They're trapped. They can't, and they get burnt out. We see loved ones who've been burnt out. They're exhausted. They're starting to have health issues on their own because of it. So the earlier that someone joins the community can be better. It is all based on the needs of the person. The lamplight really provides a safe environment for a person. It also, one of the things that we see quite often is we will see individuals that they have some sort of awareness that their brain is not working as well as it used to, and so they isolate. They don't want people to know that their brain is not working as well, and they isolate, so they no longer go to church, they no longer go out to lunch with their friends, they don't engage in their normal activities that give them joy. So quite often we see when they join our lamplight community or lantern that we provide them with a safe environment for being themselves wherever they are cognitively, and they will absolutely blossom. We have seen that so awesome, and they start living life again. So the lamplight is a large area that's very home-like and has like a large living room. There's a lot of space to walk around. There's outdoor space there. It's just a lovely, lovely area, and it's set up for people that are not as far along in their brain disease, usually in the early middle stage of dementia. People in that stage of dementia don't require as much cueing. They can usually take care of themselves for the most part. They can still get dressed by themselves and bathe by themselves for the most part with minimal assistance. And it's a very lively area. We always have many, many activities going on. Morning Pointe offers what we call the meaningful day. People that have dementia have difficulty planning out their day, so we do it for them. So we plan it out, and we plan out activities based on their cognitive ability and their individual likes and dislikes. So it's very individualized and very active. As a person's brain disease progresses, that large environment with that much stimulation is overwhelming for them, for people that are farther along in their brain disease, and they need a smaller environment. It's easier for them to navigate. It still has the same They're free to walk around, like walking around the living room at their home, in their home. We offer the same activities, but the activities are more gauged for people that are farther along in their brain disease. We still stimulate the brain. They still have life to live. I always say that in our communities particularly, that it's people who are living with dementia, because that's what they do in our communities. People that have brain disease of any level like a certain familiarity and structure. And when you have to go outside of that and seek care in a different location or to move, it is very disruptive for the person. Very, very disruptive. And it can take a while for them to recover. So it's wonderful to have an option where you don't have to move your loved one. They are at home and they stay at home. It's just in a different area of the home. We will start off with the exercise. Now their brains are awake, and we usually do some sort of cognitive activity. And then we do something quieter to lead into the meal time, to help them focus on meal time, and now it's time to eat. After the meal, after the midday meal, lunch, usually people like to rest a little bit. So of course they need a little downtime. Studies have shown that if they do get a little cat nap, quite often their symptoms of agitation or confusion, those moments when they're kind of unsettled, if they get a little cat nap, sometimes it's better. And then it's time to get moving again. Quite often we play a game in the afternoon. We have chair volleyball, we have bowling in the community, and we do something very, very active, and then something a little quieter to lead into dinner time again, and then something quieter after dinner to lead into bedtime. So we really set that flow of activities. We call that the meaningful day flow. And there are other activities that go on. Those are the group activities. We do have individual activities that will go on. We have activity boxes that are what we call Montessori based. They're based on ability and are based on interest. Training is essential. It is absolutely essential. It is so important to have information about how to verbally and physically interact with people who are living with brain disease. I think our training is a little bit different because we do some training on a computer where they look at training videos and some of that, but then we have 2 hours worth of interactive stand up and go through the motions of the physical interaction with people with dementia, and I think that's different. We've also incorporated a kind of dementia experience so that our employees will understand what it feels like to have dementia. There are some, not only with the cognitive changes, but there are some visual changes and some loss of dexterity and things that happen as a person's brain disease progresses. And we just feel like that is just so very important. We can prepare the food for a person at whatever level of cognitive, wherever they are cognitively. And we look at all of it. We look at their ability to use utensils. We look at whether they need finger foods, whether they will sit for a meal or not. We even look about whether they're right or left-handed and where we place the utensils and place their drinking glass. We have red plates and red cups to help them see where the food is and focus on the food. There are just many, many things that we do, many details involved in eating and getting proper nutrition and hydration. Morning Pointe offers a lot of guidance for that, from how to help set up their apartment to, we ask a lot of information about their loved one, about what their routines are, what food they like, just all sorts of things, so we'll get to know them and we'll be able to prepare for that when they move in. So, and it takes people, usually it will take a resident anywhere from 2 weeks to 2 to 3 months to transition in our community.